Well, it's been a while since we talked about Mike Lindell. Now, I do realize that this guy is a walking train wreck and he's low-hanging fruit. But he's back, and this time he says that he has all new, never-before-seen evidence. He can prove it once and for all that the 2020 election was stolen. He's got the bombshell. And he was actually going to go to the Capitol and present that evidence in person, but now his lawyers are advising him against it. Check out what he had to say in this clip.
I wanted to get on here and give you some updates on the big Supreme Court case that's getting filed this week. The lawyers moved it from Friday to Thursday, March 14th, and it's going to be done electronically instead of in person. Now, as much as I would love to have been there on Friday in person, because I haven't been to D.C. since January 7th of 2021, I understand the security reasons and other things that they were telling me. So,
you know, back when I was growing up, there used to be televangelists like Jim Bakker and Jimmy Swaggart. Guys like that would get on TV and they put their hand up to the screen like this and they go, just touch my hand, put your hand to the screen, and my hand is touching your hand, and you will be healed if you send me your money. And people's mama in this part of the world would send in their money every day to grifters like that, who was sitting there doing nothing but giving them false promises and false hope. Hell, Steve Martin even made a movie about it called Leap of Faith, where he showed this preacher that would go around to these tent revivals, and he had a whole crew who was in on it with him. They were all in on the grift, and they would go around and play people. Check it out sometime. It's pretty cool. They would go around and they would grift people and take their money, and they were all in on the act. Well, that used to just be on television, and that used to just be televangelists back in the day. But now, those type of people, they have a front row seat with MAGA. They have a microphone, and that microphone is cranked all the way up, and people take them seriously. And people lend them credibility and think that they're believable. That's how crazy it's gotten. And people like Mike Lindell has cashed in on this grift, or he's tried at least. The guy is absolutely losing miserably trying to continue this grift. He's like the kid back in school that could not fight but yet tried to every day. And you're like, listen, dude, please sit down. You can't fight here. You're not good at this. Just stop. But he just keeps going out there and making a fool of himself. And he's always got this built-in scapegoat. He can always say, oh, they are trying to silence me. They wouldn't let me show it. They wouldn't let me show it. That's what he can always say. And he'll even go so far as to say that he will go down on his sword. He'll lose everything he has if he has to for Donald Trump. Check out this clip where he's talking with Steve Bannon.
I just want to make sure we understand where you're coming from. You're prepared to take this to the bitter end, even if that means the bankruptcy and liquidation of my pillow, sir.
we don't have a country if we don't win this, everybody. So, you know what? My employees, everybody understands that, and they're counting on you and the War Room Posse, and you guys have come through. And all of the products are My Pillow 2.0. It's been amazing the last 3 days, and with the pouring out of some.
Now, my question is, he's willing to lose everything he's got for this. He's willing to just go right down in flames for all of it. But when has Donald Trump ever came to his rescue? When has Donald Trump said one word about him or offered to lend him a hand? If Donald Trump's a billionaire and got all this money he says he does, why doesn't he help out the people that tries to fight for his cause? He doesn't. As a matter of fact, he probably would just look at the guy as a sucker and a loser. And they will continue to try to fight for him and lose everything they got. Poor old Mike Lindell couldn't even get a Hardee's cheeseburger without getting pulled over, while Donald Trump was sitting and slinging ketchup at the wall and completely ignoring the fact that he was even here. Mike Lindell is just another classic con grifter who's out there trying to cash in on all this. And he will probably go up there and they will look at what he's got and they will tell him that he's got nothing. Kind of like your uncle that goes down to the pawn shop with a little old BB gun and ain't worth a shit, and he thinks he can trade it in on a Glock, you know, that guy. And they'll say, sorry, best we can do is $2, and he'll go back home. That's what's going to happen to Mike Lindell, and he'll come back, and the next clip I show you will be him crying, saying, I had it. I had the new bombshell. I've got it right here. They won't look at it. That's MAGA, folks. That's MAGA.